What's up guys, Josh Blunt here and welcome to my channel where I break down everything you need to know about exercise and nutrition for beginners and much more. Now I recently came across an article talking about dieting tips or weight loss tips from celebrities. Now many of these celebrities you're obviously going to know. All of these celebrities have lost 30 pounds or more, which is absolutely incredible. I'm sure many of you watching today are thinking 30 pounds? I'll take some of that if your goal is weight loss, of course. Now, many people are going to look up to celebrities. They're inspired by them. They're inspired by their work ethic, and maybe they should be. They seem to lose weight and build lean muscle mass very fast for the roles that they're playing. Is this a secret? Is there a magic pill? What are their tips? Now, obviously, most of these celebrities are going to be hiring nutrition specialists and coaches to get them to their goals. I completely understand that, but that doesn't mean that they didn't learn something along the way. Whether it's good information or bad information, we don't know, but that's exactly what we're going to find out in this video today, so let's dive in. All right, so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to read through the article on my phone, so just follow along. The first person that we're going to talk about is one of my favorites, and that's going to be Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt was in the Guardians of the Galaxy and many other things. He seems to have lost a lot of weight from many of those roles, but let's see how he did it. He said to cut the crap. It really doesn't get any simpler than that. Cut the crap, right? But let's dive a little bit deeper. Hunky star Chris Pratt had a daunting task of dropping the weight he purposely gained to play Andy on Parks and Recreation for his new role as Peter Quill, Star-Lord in Marvel Comics' Guardians of the Galaxy. He didn't pull any punches when he talks about how he lost 60 pounds in 6 months after starting at 295 pounds. Now, 60 pounds in 6 months is absolutely perfect. That's about 10 pounds a month. Now, realistically, in a safe way, you can lose about 2 pounds a week of body fat. Now, some people can lose a little bit more. Some people are going to lose a little bit less. But safely, you can lose about 2 pounds of body fat per week, which is about 8 pounds a month. He lost 10 pounds a month. Now, keep in mind, you're also going to lose a lot of water weight, especially in the beginning. So 60 pounds in 6 months is absolutely perfect. So good for him. All right, so 3 or 4 hours a day of just consistent kicking hard work is what he said. He told Men's Journal that. Pratt worked with a personal trainer and nutritionist, increased his calorie count, and drank a lot of water. Now, 3 or 4 hours a day, I'm not really sure about that. I don't know what he was doing for 3 or 4 hours, whether that was resistance training and cardio, coaching from his nutritionist and talking about his diet. I'm not really sure what the 3 or 4 hours consisted of. Obviously, he was probably trying to drop weight as fast as possible, so maybe he did spend a lot of time in the gym, but I'm telling you right now, you don't need to spend 3 or 4 hours in the gym doing resistance training or cardio or anything like that. If you're doing a moderate pace of cardio, you can definitely do it a lot longer than something like resistance training, or the combination of resistance training or weight training and cardio is perfect, but I don't know about the 3 or 4 hours. Let's move on. All right, when asked by a fan for his secret, he explained, if you just cut the crap out of your diet and if you spend an hour a day doing something physical that will make you sweat, 6 months will pass by. You will feel better mentally, physically, spiritually. It is all tied together. Now, that is exactly right. So 6 months, he lost 60 pounds. If you just start doing something, it doesn't have to be dramatic. If you just start doing something, eventually you're going to start seeing results, right? Whether it's focusing on your diet and your portion sizes or eating nutrient-dense foods to where you just stay full for longer periods of time. Maybe you're moving around a little bit. Maybe it's a little bit of cardio. Maybe it's a little bit of weight training or the combination of both. Whatever it is, it doesn't have to be drastic. So it's important just to be patient, start with something, start small, something that you can do consistently, and the results will come. All right, let's move on. All right, so the next person that we're going to talk about is Jennifer Hudson. Now, I don't really know who Jennifer Hudson is. I'm sorry, I'm not going to know who all of these celebrities are. I don't watch a lot of TV or the singing thing or anything like that. I just wanted to know what their dieting tips were, right? Jennifer Hudson says everything in moderation. The sultry singer, I guess that's who she is. Jennifer Hudson dropped an amazing 80 pounds and has kept the weight off for 8 years. Now that is absolutely incredible, keeping the weight off for 8 years, because weight maintenance, maintaining your body weight once you've lost all of that weight, is an entirely different mindset, right? It's a different journey. Losing the weight is difficult, obviously, especially 80 pounds, but it's a different journey, right? Because you're focused on a calorie deficit and you're focusing on weight training and cardio, and you're seeing the results come in day after day or week after week, which is a motivator. But once you get to that weight, the motivators kind of go away. They don't go away completely. They're just different motivators. You're not seeing these results, these things that motivate you to continue on. You're not seeing them come in every single day or every single week. So it's an entirely different mindset completely. I did a video on that right here on weight maintenance and how to keep the weight off once you've lost it. So losing 80 pounds and keeping it off for 8 years, fantastic. Her secret is portion control. If you're on a strict diet that says you shouldn't have any carbs or this or that, your body won't function the way that it should. The Dream Girls discussed on the talk show Lorraine. Now that's exactly right. If you're finding a strict diet, something like the ketogenic diet, yes, you're gonna lose weight fast. You're gonna lose a lot of weight. You're cutting out an entire food group, carbohydrates, out of your diet. So you're definitely gonna lose weight, but it's so strict. You can't have the foods that you love. And not many people can do that long term. Not many people wanna do that. If you wanna do the keto diet or another strict diet just to get to your goal weight, fine. But as far as long term and keeping the weight off, you don't wanna do something that is super strict because it's too demanding on your brain, is too demanding on your body, in my personal opinion. Now, a lot of people are saying that they can do keto forever. That's completely fine, whatever works for you. I'm a big fan of finding whatever works for you is the absolute best. We are all different. But what I'm saying is the majority of people are not going to want to be on a strict diet without carbohydrates, without the foods that they love for a long period of time. So you want to find something that's going to work for you and that's not too strict. All right, so she also says, I know now that I can eat anything I want and still lose or maintain weight. It's about portions and balance. That's exactly it. Portion control. You can still eat the foods that you love, just don't eat them all the time. You don't want to eat cake all day, every single day, because it's calorie dense. There's a lot of calories to it, and you can get to 3, 4, 5,000 calories a day very, very easily by eating cake and junk food. But that doesn't mean you need to cut it out completely. If you have it in your diet, then you can have your celebration meals. You can still enjoy your food, just in moderation. So that's exactly right. Let's move on. All right, so the next tip here is going to be from Alec Baldwin, and he says to stop the sugar. All right, so let's continue to read on and then we'll add some commentary. Alec Baldwin was a pre-diabetic when he met his then girlfriend, Hilaria. I don't know how to say that name, I'm sorry. But he didn't even know it. He admitted, however, that when he was done shooting 30 Rock, he would eat pints of ice cream. He told USA Today that his diet was sugar, sugar, sugar. But when a doctor's appointment uncovered a serious health concern, Baldwin decided to eliminate sugar and pastas, bread, and refined carbohydrates from his meals. He dropped 35 pounds. Now, as far as this goes, if you're pre-diabetic, yeah, drop the sugar, cut it back, cut back the pastas, cut back the bread. Sure, that's what the ketogenic diet is, right? You're cutting out carbs, and it helps a lot of people with diabetes or being pre-diabetic. So it does make sense that he would want to cut out the sugars, cut out the carbs, the bread, and the pastas. But if you're not pre-diabetic, you don't need to do this. You don't need to cut out the sugars. This was his approach to losing the weight and becoming a little bit healthier because he was pre-diabetic, but you definitely don't need to cut out the sugar unless you have an intolerance or some kind of allergy to the bread or the pasta or something like that. You don't need to cut out bread and pasta. You don't need to cut out sugar. But this was his approach, and he lost 35 pounds, which is incredible. So good for him. Let's move on. All right, so this is from recording artist Jordan Sparks. She says, find enjoyable exercises. If Pilates isn't your thing, that's okay. Listen to recording artist Jordan Sparks, who at 16 years old was introduced to the world through her journey on American Idol. Today, she's married and is a first-time mom to son Dana, I'm guessing. Over the last few years, she concentrated on making herself healthier by dropping 50 extra pounds from her frame over a year and a half. 50 pounds in a year and a half is fantastic, right? You can lose 60 pounds in 6 months. You can lose 50 pounds in a year and a half. Again, it's not a race. They want to be healthy long term, right? They don't want to just be healthy for a year or 2 years and that's it. They want to be healthy for the rest of their life, meaning they have a while to get to that point, to get to their goals. And it's best to do it safely. She lost 50 pounds in a year and a half. I bet that year and a half went by really, really fast. So you don't need to lose 50 pounds in 3 months or 2 months or 5 months. You can lose it over time. It's all the same. All right, so what she says is the key was finding exercises I enjoyed. If you don't, you won't stick with it. She told Redbook. Sparks enjoyed doing a form of Zumba called Senzanzio. I don't know. She did Zumba. It's just like dieting. You need to find a diet that you can stick with consistently. You need to find an exercise program that you can stick with consistently. If you hate exercising, you don't like any form of exercising at all, then you need to find the one that you hate the least, right? Because you definitely want to add it in to your routine on a weekly basis, on a daily basis, whatever it is. You definitely want to find something that you enjoy or at least hate the least and add it into your routine. It definitely gets easier over time, but it's definitely important to find something that you actually enjoy, because that's the only way that you can do it consistently. All right, let's continue. All right, so this is the last one that I'm gonna do here because I don't wanna drag this video on for too long, but I do plan on doing these videos on a regular basis because I am very interested to see what celebrities have to say about weight loss and dieting. People look up to celebrities for all kinds of advice, so it's important to get the right advice. All right, so let's move on here. Get out of the sugar zone. We just did a sugar one, so let's just move on from that. Schedule time for fitness. Number 8, schedule time for fitness. Sarah Rue. It's no secret that actress Sarah Rue dropped 50 pounds with the help of Jenny Craig weight loss, but it was still up to her to find time for fitness. We all have busy schedules, I completely get it, but instead of spending 30 minutes on your phone at night before you go to bed, or an hour on your phone in the morning when you wake up, whatever your routine is, maybe you can use some of that time to exercise. So it's not about having the time to exercise, it's about making the time to exercise. It's about finding the time throughout your day. Where can you carve out 10, 20, 30, 40 minutes to exercise? I have a lot of videos on my channel that are 10 to 15 minute exercises. They're body weight workouts. They burn a ton of calories. You can follow along. So it's just about finding 10 or 15 minutes, bare minimum, to do some sort of exercise, move around a little bit more, burn some extra calories, do it consistently to get to your goals. All right, so how does Rue, who can be seen in ABC's American Housewife and Netflix, A Series of Unfortunate Events, I haven't seen any of that, fit in her exercising? I make the time, whether it's waking up a little bit early one day to get in 30 minutes on the treadmill before going to work, or combining exercise with socializing, said Rue in Cosmopolitan. I live in a really great hiking area in Los Angeles, so I do a lot of hiking with friends. That's exactly it, right? 30 minutes here, 30 minutes there, wherever you can find the time. If you want to socialize with friends, if you want to get together for a hike, whatever it is, it's moving, right? It's some form of exercise. It's getting up and doing something wherever that fits into your day. Again, we all have 24 hours, so don't complain about having the time. Just make the time somewhere in your day. All right, so I focus a lot on walking. I do spin classes, major hikes, and generally try to stay active. A lot of different stuff. People do spin, people do Pilates, people do weight training, people just do steady state cardio on the treadmill. It doesn't matter. Find the time, do something, any form of movement. All right, guys, so that was a little bit different, a lot of fun, some dieting and weight loss tips from the celebrities that you know. I definitely wanted to dive into this because a lot of people critique other personal trainers and their advice. I completely get it. There's a lot of channels that are centered around that, but I do want to look into celebrity tips. Many people look up to these celebrities, so it's very important to get the right advice, to get the safe advice from the people that you look up to. So I was hoping I was going to run into a bad one, but I didn't this time. Maybe on the next video we'll come across some bad advice and we'll critique that just a little bit. I'm not trying to hate on anybody. This is a lot of fun. This is just my opinion. If you enjoyed this kind of content, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can see all my future videos on exercise and nutrition. If you enjoyed this kind of content, give it a thumbs up so YouTube will share that content with other people. I do appreciate your support, and I will see you guys on the next video.